So it has come down to this. I am very pleased, at the same time very disappointed. The good news is, even though Games Workshop showed their latest revenue, I personally is not worried. For I have seen more players showing up with interest of fantasy again. We had a rough start, of course, but a lot of players don't realize this, that fantasy and 4K exist in a symbiosis. If one falls, so does the other. And so if fantasy falls, so does Games Workshop. And I don't think all of you are willingly going to destroy this corporation or the models itself, or if they don't exist, the production of the models won't even exist. We won't see anything new, and etc. Another thing that I would like to point out that I am very disappointed about, for you who really haven't followed, or you who at least knows, is that this whole new Age of Sigmar is ordered in 4 different ways. There is 4 different directions you can go with your army, for how you can put them up in an ally formation. There is chaos, there is order, there is death, and there is destruction. Now, the problem that I have is that I checked the book for chaos, and 2 factions that I am a very big fan of doesn't even exist. I have been playing since Dark Elf came out. That was the first army I purchased. After that, my brother has, he played before, and he got me into it. So this is a family thing between me and him. But the armies that I prefer to play, it's not even on Games Workshop. The models I prefer, the armies that I enjoy, only exist in Forgeworld. I still like the models of Games Workshop, nothing wrong with those. Just that they cannot reach on the extreme quality, not really the quality, but the design, the design of the Chaos Dwarfs and the Tamurkhan horde. And I am, in fact, one of the proud owners of a Tamurkhan. And that is such a great piece that I have, that when I get visitors at home, they can check all the armies I have. I have Farsight Enclave, I have the Space Marine Black Dragons from the Cursed Founding, I have Dark Eldar, Witch Cult, and into fantasy I have Dark Elves. And I began with the Dark Eldar, of course, and that was before they updated their codex. And yeah, but the armies I prefer to play is the Chaos Dwarfs and Tamurkhan. And the armor list of the 8th edition is still with me. This book is the book King Arthur would have found in Monty Python if he ever found the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail. This book contains the old rules of the 8th edition, but the campaign is still fantastic. Me and my buds have played it twice, and I must say the campaign is in this book is much better than what I have seen from both White Dwarf in the past and Games Workshop. So, and one thing I enjoy about this book is the details, the work, the hard work the Forgeworld put up to make this book. But of course, the rules doesn't really count anymore. So it's just a nice piece in my bookshelves. But I'm still interested in 8th edition. I still have this because of the Chaos Dwarf army list. But I do play Age of Sigmar also. And when I was at work once and got that email that they have finally released the war scrolls for those armies, they have removed a lot of stuff that I think that was not necessary to do, just because they didn't have the models for it. They removed the blunderbusses just because they didn't have the models for those. They removed the Kedai Destroyer. They had artwork for the Kedai Destroyer. It was such a tease for me. I really wanted to have one, and they said in the PDF that if you want to have a Kedai Destroyer, go with the red Taurus from Games Workshop. I would rather have an extra Taurus from the Drathoth and his Cinder Breath, and just remove the dwarf and just make him out of the bull. But it's more fun to play now. Now you can summon the Kedais and all that. That was funny. But I still prefer to see the Infernal Guard as a basic army troop, and have the Iron Sworn still as an elite guard of sort. Maybe you have a two-handed weapon like hammers or something like that. Have that in. But this is more of a request video for Forgeworld than anything else. And the request is, don't abandon the Chaos Dwarf and Tamurkhan. Please don't. You can say whatever you want about the Warhammer Forged, but I would rather have Chaos Dwarfs and Tamurkhan than any of those 30k or 40k or fantasy in general. The Chaos Dwarfs are fantastic. They really are. And the Tamurkhan Horde also. So this is my request for you. For Games Workshop had this Chaos Archive, and they haven't input Tamurkhan Horde or the Chaos Dwarfs just because they are not in the Games Workshop's own product line. So I have a specific request for Forgeworld. Could you, and I'm not going to ask, I'm about to beg you, could you put up a reprint, not completely of this book, but keep the campaign, keep the old rules for itself, or maybe make a new campaign if I know you have removed the Empire completely from your store. And I know that I haven't seen the Cow Siege Giant either. I know the Hell Cannon has been removed from the store, but people have still paid for the model, and I don't think it would be so wise to remove the Hell Cannon completely either from the list. But could you please make a new book just as fantastic as this one, with Tamurkhan and the Chaos Dwarfs, and expand them after what happened after the end times, just to justify them. But I don't want those to just disappear and be something you have as a pain in the ass to have in the store just because there's a few that wants them. I wanted to have them for what they are. And I hope I'm not the only one who thinks this is a good way to go. But it's all up to you. Yeah, it's a little bit emotional for me. For this is a hobby. This is a hobby people say I wasted a lot of time on. But at least we have experienced a fantastic world. a world filled with magic and different lore. I still miss the lores of the 8th edition, I really do. We haven't even missed anything. It's still there, right? We have Keslev and Norska and Albion and Bretonnian Empire. We have Ultun. We have Nagaroth. We have all these. Nothing has disappeared really. But should we abandon two amazing factions just because they are not part of the Games Workshop own product line? This is I hope I at least get my message out. So if you agree or if you have any thoughts of this, any of you who's watching this video, I want you to make a voice heard also.